welcome back. This is going to be quite a fun episode. Today what we're going to be doing is opening 2 pre-release kits. I'm doing this just to show everybody, number one, like how cool Innistrad Midnight Hunt is, and like sort of go through what that sort of pre-release experience could be like for you, especially if you're doing drafts. I know that with COVID there's a little bit of extra nuance to doing a pre-release, but I want to sort of go through these kits and see what it would have been like had I been there. And you would have seen that I'm like the unluckiest person in the whole world when it comes to these things. I am the 2-leaf clover. I am the 3-legged rabbit who's had its lucky foot stolen. I think a lot of people at pre-release events like being around me just so that they can have better luck on their draws. So let's crack into these and see how bad they turn out. I usually, once again, I'm a very big advocate of buying singles, but pre-release events are really cool because you're getting more than just the cards out of the experience. You're getting a chance to compete and have some fun with some peeps. Really nice packaging. I quite like pre-release packs. This is like what I think the form factor of most decks should be like. I mean, you could fit a commander deck in here, I'm pretty sure, with like a die or something like that. Right, so what you get a cool little dice with the little, I think it's like a werewolf on the symbol. That's quite nice. And ooh, interesting, fully recyclable. Only the one though, but that's quite nice. Usually those used to be like these clear packs that you could see what the card is. Get a little divider, and then let's see how many. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 normal. The usual. All right, it's an arena code. Chuck that in and get some arena stuff. Let's see what let's keep this to the end and see what we get there last. All right, first pack. What are we going to find? Hope it's something spicy. Ooh, that's not great. You can really see there's like some damage on the card. Right, Dress. Startle. I'm going to read out the uncommons and rares. Boulder and Stinger. Blessed Defiance. Usually what I'll do, if I was in a setting where I'll be, actually drafting the set, is I'll be arranging piles in the bread format. So that's how I usually do it. Your bombs, your removal, evasion, I'm forgetting what A is now, and then your D is duds. So just sort of put those duds there. Electric Revelation, Vampire Interloper, Falcon Abomination, Timberline Guide, Harvest Tide Infiltrator, Blood Tithe Collector. Okay, here's our first uncommon. Flying when Blood Tithe Collector enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, each opponent discards a card. Ooh, that's quite interesting. At 5 for a 3/4 flyer, that is quite a cool card. Cathar's Call. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has vigilance at the beginning of your end step. Create a 1/1 human creature token. Cool, for 3, and it's an enchantment. Aurora. Covetous Castaway. When Covetous Castaway dies, mill 3 cards. Okay, and then it flips to Ghostly Castigator. Flying. When Ghostly Castigator enters the battlefield, you may shuffle up to 3 target cards from your graveyard to your library. If Ghostly Castigator would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Okay, interesting. So mill vibes. Our rare is Slaughter Specialist. When Slaughter Specialist enters the battlefield, each opponent creates a 1/1 white human creature. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a 1/1 counter on Slaughter Specialist for 2 for 3/3. Wow, that's quite nice. So I guess the only downside for an undercosted card for its power and abilities that you're giving everybody else some tokens, but the fact that she sort of grows over time is really, really nice. First rare, quite cool. and she's a vampire warrior. Warriors being a nice type as well. Right, then we get a really cool forest, and a foil is a Diagraph Rebirth. Right, this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn, and return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield as a sorcery spell. Very cool. I'll put the foils up here. And then a day and night token and a sort of reminder. This is to replace double-sided cards if you don't have like a nice back on your sleeves, so that you can hide people. So I'm going to do rares, cooldowns, foils, uncommons, commons. I'm going to move these things off. First pack, not bad. Alright, you should drop a rating in the comment section as how sort of you'd rate this pack, this pre-release pack. Alright, so we have a stuffed bear. That's a great name. Moon Rangers Slash. Instant, that's quite cool. Candle Trap. Abandoned Post. Search Party Captain. Candlelit Cavalry. Crawl for the Cellar. Shipwreck Sifters. Eccentric Farmer. Bait Hook Angler. First uncommon is a Broodweaver Spider. Reach 2/4. When Broodweaver dies, create a 1/2 green spider token with reach. Okay, so it's like something that sort of doesn't just stick, it like sort of sticks around. Gives you a nice body, nice blocker as well. 2/4. Alright, then we have a Storm Skrillex. I think that's how you say it. Flying. Instant sorceries cost 1 less. That's nice for 5. It's 2/4. Whenever you cast an instance or sorcery spell, Storm Skrillex gets +2/+0. Storm Much. Yeah, it's in the name. Outlander Liberator. For 1, you can sack the Outlander Liberator and destroy target artifact or enchantment. And it's got Daybound. So this is our first Daybound Nightbound. It's a werewolf. And on the night side, you can tap 1 and sack it to destroy target artifact or enchantment. And whenever it attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment, depending on player controls. And that's quite cool. It's not on when it deals damage, it's when it attacks. So that's quite cool. And the rare being Scarith the Viper's Fang. It's a human warlock. Other creatures you control have Death Touch. Other creatures. Other untapped creatures you control have Hexproof. And pay 1 and untap another target creature or land you control. Ooh, this is great. 3/4 for 4, and it has like really relevant abilities. And a plains. Cool. A wolf token and another reminder card. Okay. Rotten Reunion. Flip the Switch. Festival Crasher. Thrabum Exorcism. Lambert Harrier. Larder Zombie. Harvesttide Sentry. A Blood Pact. Cool. Locked in the Cemetery. That would be the worst. Morning Patrol. First uncommon is Unnatural Moonrise. Becomes Night. Awesome. Sorcery. It's like that Moonless card. At the end of turn, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains Trample. Whenever this creature deals combat to a player, draw a card. Ooh, I really like that. So it gives you just one draw on 1 creature. But for 2 at a sorcery at an uncommon, that's nice. Loyal Griff. It's a flying flash 2/2. When Loyal Griff enters the battlefield, you may return another creature you control to its owner's hand. So we're saving your stuff, so you can block and then return it to your hand before damage is dealt. Nice. Vampire Socialite. Menace. When Vampire Socialite enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, put a 1/1 counter on each vampire you control. As long as an opponent lost life this turn, each other vampire you control enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Very slick. There was that like in the very first Innistrad round where there was like a ghost captain and then an Emma Wolf and then a zombie. So I guess this is like the vampire equivalent of those. Quite nice. Okay, here's our rare Danik Poya Serpentis. It's a 2/3 with lifelink. Cards in graveyards can't be the target of abilities. And then at the back is the Apparition, Paris Apparition flying. When one or more creature cards are put into the graveyard from anywhere, investigate. This ability triggers only once each turn. And if it would be put into the graveyard anyway, exile it instead for 3/2. So it's a 2/3 and then it becomes a 3/2. For 2, really nice. It's sort of, and its disturber cost is 4. And a really nice mountain. It's like an etched version. All of them are etched actually. Quite cool. Zombie. Day Night. Alright. Return to Nature. Quite a good card. Spoken about this in one of my other videos. Neonat's Rush. Hand of Trap again. Baldaran Stinger. Howl of the Hunt. Blade Brand. Geist Weave. Snarling Wolf. Lunark Veteran. The first uncommon is a Join the Dance. Create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens with flashback. Flashback cost is 5. At 2, that's really interesting. Sacred Fire. Sacred Fire deals 2 damage to any target. You gain 2 life. Okay. And it's got flashback as well. It's quite a nice removal. And limited. Kiss Naturalist. This is like also a werewolf. When it attacks, add 1 red or green. Until end of turn, you don't lose that mana. And then when it flips over, with the wolves and werewolves you control get +1/+1. And wherever it attacks, it gets red or white as well. Red or green, sorry. So the first ability sort of sticks around. It just gives you it's a werewolf lord, so it will give like a anthem effect to all your werewolves. Cool. Oh, wow, cool. Yes, Mythic. Sunstreak Phoenix. Flying, it's neither day or night, becomes day as Sunstreak Phoenix enters the battlefield. Whenever it becomes day, whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you may pay 2, and if you do return it to your from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. 4 for 4/2 flying. Yeah, so that's going to be quite cool. Nice sort of resurrection type effects. An island. Almost got all of them. Ah, cool. Foil rare. Celestus. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as a Celestus enters the battlefield. You can add 1 of any color at 3, which is quite cool. So it's a mana rock. But it also has the day and night ability on it. And if it is night, it becomes day. Otherwise, it becomes night. Activate only as a sorcery. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you gain 1 life. You may draw a card if you do discard a card. Okay. It's got like a looting effect. And then our token is an ooze. And then also get the day and night token. 2 more. So far, actually, not too bad. I don't know which route I would go because there's like quite a wide variety of different colors here. So, like if you're focused on doing this way of going your rares and mythics, which is just not always the best route. You probably want to, if you want to like win the event, go for something that's just going to give you high synergy. All right, Arrogant Outlaw, Gavin Silversmith. Ritual Guardian, Emulation, Flare of Faith, Eaten Alive, Stormrider Spirit, Tapping the Window, Novice Oculus. Cool, check this out, man. This is so sweet. Shady Traveler, Menace and Daybound, and becomes a Stalking Predator with Menace and Nightbound. I think that's an uncommon. It's so cool. Baldaran Ambusher. When Baldaran Ambusher enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, it deals X damage up to 1 target creature or planeswalker, where X is the number of vampires you can control. I'm really excited about Innistrad. The first sort of Innistrad round was like my second favorite set of all time after New Phyrexia. So I'm really pumped that we're going back again. Dissipate. Good old Dissipate coming in. Death Bonnet Sprout. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. If there were 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, transform it. And it becomes Death Bonnet Hulk, which is a 3/3 in the beginning of your upkeep. If you may exile a card from your graveyard. If you exile a creature card, put a 1/1 counter on it. Cool. And the rare is a Croaking counterpart. Create a token of that's a copy of target non-frog creature, except it's 1/1 green frog, and it's got flashback. That's really cool. So if you have these, like, opponents may have these creatures that are high utility that won't be attacking anyways, you get a nice copy of that thing. Like, I mean, imagine a Consecrated Sphinx 1/1 frog. It would be great. Foil, Forest, Beast, and the last pack. As you can see, like, interesting. I don't know how I would actually build this. There's like a lot of like tokens, 1/1s. I'm really like tempted to go the werewolf route because it sounds really awesome. That's probably the wrong way of going. Arrogant Outlaw, Otherworldly Gaze, Cathar Commando, Raise Effigy, Soul Guide Griff, Siege Zombie, Storm Rider Spirit, Harvest Tide Sentry again, Defenstrate. This one became like a meme. Guys getting kicked out the window or thrown out the window. Gale Drifter, and our first uncommon is a Vivisection. As additional cost, cast a spell, sacrifice a creature, draw 3 cards. Clear Shot. Target creature you control gains +1/+1 to in a turn. It deals damage equal to its power to a creature you don't control. So it's a bit of like a fight. Burly Breaker, the werewolf, Ward 1 and Daybound, and it's a 6/5 for 5. And when it flips, it becomes Dire Strain Demolisher, which is Ward 3 and Nightbound for an 8/7. Wow, that's a bomb for sure. Vanquishes Horde. Sweet. Destroy all creatures. This card costs 1 less. Okay, so this is that. Like it's the white equivalent of that red sorcery that does very similar to Blasphemous Act, where it just deals 13 damage to each creature and gets reduced by creatures. Very nice. I quite like this. It's probably really good. I'm going to play that in a few decks actually, so I think that's quite cool. A Mountain. Alright, Vampire token. Alright, so first pack. Not bad. Like, I don't know. I didn't feel it was that bad. Got a nice foil rare. Got some really nice lands. And then Slaughter Specialist. Sarath Viper's Fang. A cool art version of Denic. Pious Apprentice. Sunstreak Phoenix. Croaking Counterpart. Vanquishes Horde. Very cool. So yeah, what do we get in the pre-release promo? Let's check out what that card looks like. Right, we have a Cat Leader Dawnheart Prime, protection from werewolves. Human creatures you have tap and add 1 mana of this creature's colors, and for 6 put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Foil, very cool. And a Day Nightbound token, and then a few of these. Not bad. So many different sort of themes. Werewolves seem like pretty interesting. There's a lot of humans as well, and a couple vampires. It's a nice mix. I really like this set. Like the tribes are really strong. Right, throw those over there. So first pack. Let's rate it. Where would I put it? I would probably say like a. I don't know. I felt like I had quite a lot of bombs and some really nice cards. I think I could fare pretty well in that. I'd probably make a 3-color deck though. And probably go like green, white, black. That seems like quite a lot of fun. There was quite a lot of those colors. I'd probably rate that like a 7 out of 10. It's not too bad in limited. There's also a lot of cards there that I would use in Commander. Okay, cool. That's box 1. What do you think? Leave your comments in the comment box, and we can then crack on now with number 2. All right. Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Can we beat the first box, or am I going to be even more unlucky? Innistrad Midnight Hunt pre-release. I wonder if the dice are different colors or if all of them are black. I'm a big fan of like collecting a specific colored dice. Yes, I mean, this is adequate. Quite nice packaging. Ah, there you go, answered. No, you get different colors. Great. I'm gonna go try find the white ones. Nice, fully recyclable pack. I wish all the packs came in that. Another token code for arena. And 6 boosters. Let's go. We'll do that at the end. Will this pack be better? My money is on maybe. I'm seeing this quite a lot, hey? This is the first one now. Like the last card at the back gets split Ben. I don't know if it's because I'm opening it like a moron. Candlegrove Witch. Rotten Reunion. Nice art. It's quite cool. It's that mock of that really famous art with the farmer. Stolen Vitality. Sweet art, man. Thraben Exorcism. Pack Betrayal. Component Collector. Oh, it's like Halloween. And it's homunculus. Eccentric Farmer. Vampire Interloper. Consider. I think this person should consider going to a new optometrist. Harvesttide Infiltrator. Sweet. Look at this. Oh, it's so cool. I want every single last one of these cards. I'm going to go and like literally buy them right now. I'm going to try one. Like, look at that. The border is just off the chain. Harvesttide Infiltrator becomes Harvesttide Assailant. I don't even care if it's a bad card. It's so cool. Okay, first uncommon. Phantom Carriage. Flying. When Phantom Carriage enters the library, you may search the library for a card with flashback or disturb and put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. Cool. It's for 6 though, for 4/4. Hungry Maw. Sorcery. Create a 3/1 black and red vampire creature token with trample, lifelink, and hey, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. And it's got flashback. Not such a fan. This whole like sacrificing after it's dealt damage or whatever, I don't know about it. Covert Cut Purse. That seems super ineffective. It should have been like Covert Murderer because the guy's definitely dead. Either that or he's like drunk and this guy's like cutting his back off of him. When Covert Cut Purse enters the battlefield, destroy target creature, he's definitely dead. You don't control that was that damage this turn and then has Disturb. It's a human rogue that becomes a spirit rogue. Covetous Geist. Flying Death Touch 2/2. If Covetous Dice would be put in the graveyard and instead it gets exiled. I quite like that card. Laisa, Forgotten Archangel. She is pretty wanted in Commander. She's going to make a pretty epic deck. I mean, I think there's another variation that is in green, white, and red. Rain? I'm saying the name wrong. She has this similar effect where it's multicolored creatures can be recurred, but I think now being in black and white, such a stronger color pairing for this effect. Flying lifelink, whenever another non-token creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand at the next end step, and if a creature an opponent controls would die, exile instead. It's so good. I can have graveyard effects, but you can't, pretty much. Mountain, Ooze, and Token. This, so far, as a commander player, I'm super chuffed with that card. Dawnheart Rejuvenator. When it enters the battlefield, it gains 3 life. But it is uncommon, so I shall not focus much on it. Moon Ranger / Soul Guide Griff. Abandoned Post. Candle Trap. Candlelit Cavalry. Like, okay, like, that's not going to be super bright. I'm not going to be too fast. No Way Out. Organ Hoarder. Don't hoard your organs. Morning Patrol. First uncommon is a Voldaran Ambusher. When it enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life this turn, it deals X damage to one target creature or planeswalker, where X is the number of vampires you control. That's an Archer. Sweet. as Blood Tithe Collector. When Blood Tithe Collector enters the battlefield, if opponent lost life this turn, each opponent discards a card. Yep. Spell Rune Painter. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Spell Rune Painter gets 1/1 at the end of turn. And it's a werewolf, so it becomes Spell Rune Hoarder. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gets +2/+2 at the end of turn. Our rare is Memory Deluge. Look at the top X cards of your library. X is the amount of mana spent to cast a spell. Put 2 of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order with flashback. 7. Mountain. Loads of mountains. Nice. Faithful Mending is a foil. Really sweet foil. Like, I like these dark color, like dark picture foils with like little highlights. Like the candles look super great. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but Faithful Mending, you gain 2 life, draw 2, then discard 2 with flashback. Oh, so Faithless Looting Villain, Thesaurus, Spirit, and another. Gotcha. Alright, Jack-o'-lantern. Goes there. Might of Old Ways. Raise the Effigy. Celestius Sanctifier. Bramble Armor. Novice Oculist. Drownyard Amalgam. Eccentric Farmer. I've got so many farmers. Gale Drift Rider. Oh, what's it? Gale Drifter. Sorry, not Rider. Hippogriff. Interesting. Blood Stitched Scrab. Other zombies you control get +1/+0. So it's like a bit of a zombie lord. 2/3 for 2. Quite nice. Sunset Revelry. If an opponent has more life than you, gain 4 life. If opponent controls more creatures, create 2. If opponent has more cards in hand, then you draw a card. For 2. It's sorcery. Nice. Totally what white does. Like, make sure that everybody has, like, is very fair and balanced. Death Bonnet Sprout. I've already read this. I'm not going to read it. Hallowed Respite. Ooh, here's our rare. Exile target non-legendary creature, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it re-entered under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it. Otherwise, tap it. Okay, and it's got flashback. Interesting. First Swamp. Rotten Reunion. So foil. It's a common, and then a day and night token with a substitute card. Man, again. Okay, it's probably just a token, so it's fine. Return to Nature. Ardent Elementalist. Immolation. Sungulp Barrage. Mounted Dread Knight. Diagraph Horde. Geist Wave, sorry. Howl of the Hunt. Hovering Zombie. Shady Traveler. I think there's a second Shady Traveler I've got. Still sweet as. Play with Fire. Alright, Play with Fire deals 2 damage to any target, and if a player was dealt damage this way, scribe 1. For 1. Quite cool. Like a better shock. The Visitor section again. This is the one you draw 3 cards if you sack a creature. Outland Liberator. Sacrifice it, destroy target artifact enchantment. Read this one already. Here's our rare Overgrown Farmland, and it's the full art variation of it. Oh, so good. I love full art lands like that. Thank you, Magic. Nice island. A wolf and another token. Alright. Just to second last pack. Welcome to chat. Crossroad Candle Guide. Rotten Reunion. Lots of reunions in this box. Cathar Commando. Neonat's Rush. Unblinking Observer. Duel for Dominance. Diagraph Horde. Revenge of the Drowned, Lunarch Veteran, Ritual of Hope, which is our uncommon. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Coven, if you control at least 3 creatures with different powers, creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn instead, which is nice. Sort of anthem effect. Fading Hope, return target creature to its hand. If its mana value was 3 or less, grab 1. These are nice. These are like slightly upgraded variations of different cards. And it's at instant speed. Fading Hope is super good. You can even play that like I would probably see that even in like a CDH deck. It's quite nice. Diagraph Rebirth. The spell costs 1 less for each creature that died this turn. Return target creature card from your graveyard to battlefield. Flashback. Our rare is a Curse of Leeches. Enchant player, this permanent transforms into as this permanent transforms into Curse of Leeches attached to a player. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, they lose 1 life and gain 1 life. Daybound. So this becomes a Leeching Lurker with lifelink and Nightbound. If a player casts at least 2 spells, then it flips back over again. Nice. Mountain. Trixadecleophile, which is I'm guessing something to do with 13. You have no maximum hand size. It's a human wizard 1/3. This is foil rare. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game. Interesting. And then you can play 4 to draw a card, and you can do that as many times as you have that mana for it. Nice. I would make it my job of getting to 13 cards. Right, last pack. And it really starts with a sweet ass card. Dawn Heart Rejuvenator. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. It's a 2/4/4. That's it. Nice. Gavany Silversmith. Homestead Courage. Abandoned Post. Flare of Faith. Candlelit Cavalry. Olivia's Midnight Ambush. Olivia Vendar. Unblinking Observer. Interesting. Also Homunculus. Bramble Armor. Okay. Baithook Angular. The first uncommon is Dawnheart Mentor. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 creature. Coven, tap 6. Target creature you control gets +3 and gains trample at the end of the turn. Only if you can only activate that if you have 3 or more creatures with different powers, though. Interesting. Purifying Dragon. It's a 4/3/5. Flying. When it attacks, it deals 1 damage to target creature defending player controls. If that creature is a zombie, Purifying Dragon deals 2 to it instead. Okay. A 2 mana artifact called Mythic Skull. Tap 1 to add any color of any 1 mana of any color, and then 5 to transform it, and it becomes you'll see the rare anyways. Lands you control have tap to add 1 mana of any color. Okay. Curse of Surveillance. Enchanted players are rare. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, any number of target players other than the player that each draws cards equal to the curses attached to that player. Okay, that's interesting because you curse the player and then you have like less incentive to kill that player. And then a swamp, a fancy land, beast. All right, box topper. What are we gonna find? Dum dum dum. Brutal Cathar. When this creature enters the battlefield, transform it into Brutal Cathar. Exile target creature and opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield. Daybound. And then it becomes Moonrage Brute. First strike, ward, pay 3 life. 4/3/3. Okay. Interesting. And then tokens. Alright, pack number 2. Move those away. This one sort of feels like it's definitely heading towards more like white and black and blue. So there's like quite a lot of that in the rare section. More higher powered stuff like this might do quite well. There's lots of like graveyard shenanigans that you could probably run. Overall, quite cool. As a commander player, I'm very happy. I got like quite a wide variety of cards, not a lot of duplicates, which is quite cool, from 2 different boxes. So these are going to go, I think some of them in my file, some of them straight into decks. Very, very happy. Overall, like solid boxes, I think. Great, so that is our box opening of some pre-release packs. I don't know if I'll be doing these sort of videos a whole bunch, but yeah, let me know how do you think I did? Which of these do you think is better? We rated this pack over here a 7. I'd probably rate this pack an 8. Yeah, I think this one I would have done a little bit better in events if I had to gone. But let me know, what do you think? Which one would you have preferred to have gotten? Were there any sort of cards in this set that you're super pumped for, that you want to build some decks? Let me know. All right, it's been a moment. Thanks for joining with me. Cheers. Just a quick note. I just wanted to say thanks to everyone that's given me some feedback over the last little while. I'm trying to roll some of that into these new videos, and so definitely learning as I go. If you found that this was a good video and you enjoyed it, please leave a subscribe or a like. And if you wouldn't mind sharing this with your friends, that would be amazing. I really hope to make this a great channel, and I'm going to really be pushing out some really cool content in the next little bit. So stick around, and thanks for watching.